Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hope you're doing well. Now, for my third video of the compliment series is Brother Gabriel Al Romani. And I've followed Gabriel for a long time. And I find his content to be wonderful because it focuses a lot on marriages. And since he's a counselor and he works with so many different people, he's encountering a lot of heartbreaking stories. And when you deal with that on a consistent basis, you gain a lot of wisdom and insights to the underbelly of the world. And you are like an archive, a library for people to go and ask questions to and seek guidance from. And he mentions a lot the Quran and Sunnah. And I feel like, if this is okay to say, he's saddened if someone gets a divorce. He seems to be a person who wants to help people not get divorced. Okay. And he has also been a great supporter of polygamy, and I value that heavily because it's unfair to push 28-year-old men to marry 35-year-old single moms, and then who may not be able to give him any children. It's a bit unfair. So polygamy helps a lot of single moms become second, third, and fourth wives and not have to have children, and it doesn't cut off the bloodline of the male. So I find that to be a great thing that he promotes, where me and him have agreed on many of the polygamy principles, and he himself is polygamous. And I would argue, if a man has successful polygamous marriages, I do believe that is a testament to his high moral conduct. I'm not saying everyone's perfect, but the fact that you can get the women to accept it and to not cause a fuss and to eventually just get used to it shows that he has a way around a woman's mind. And he knows how women behave quite well. He knows the psychology of women. And he also, by that very evidence, clearly knows what kind of women to pick for his own compatibility, which shows a high level of intelligence. Because you'll see some men will want this type of woman, forgetting that she's visually what you like, but personality-wise she may not be compatible. So finding the woman who has the looks and the personality to match that's compatible with yours is an endeavor that proves quite difficult for many. So I applaud him on his marriages, and may Allah bless his marriages. Okay. And also, he was a principal in an Islamic school. So this is brilliant because he knows the attitude of children. And he can see the ins and outs of curriculums and see where some problems are and offer solutions. So he's quite diverse when you look at his portfolio and his content. He also helps men to overcome their addictions to adult content. And I enjoy it when brothers don't shy away from chastising men from such miserable conditions. Because it's easy on a lot of red pill podcasts where they blame the women who create the content, but they kind of oversimplify chastising the men for purchasing, supporting, and consuming such content. It's very easy to blame only one side of the equation here, but Brother Gabriel, he, in my opinion, from what I have seen, desires to make women better and to help men become better men. And this is also in his retreats where he does these masculinity retreats. He has created consistent content around exercise, self-defense, and this is wonderful. So if you look at who he is, now everyone has their ups and downs. Some say he talks about intimacy too much, but since he's a marriage counselor and since intimacy is what holds a marriage together, it would make sense that he would then talk to the men. Like some of his older episodes with the 3 Muslims before they canceled their podcast and went their separate ways, he had an intimacy series. And it's not saying that he was a sex expert, but rather reminding men of the need to be close with their wives in that way, from a preventative divorce measure standpoint, right? So, by him promoting exercise, horseback riding, because he's done a couple videos where he's horseback riding and he's doing these retreats, he's traveling and, mentoring young men. This is a wonderful thing. And when he mentors men, he doesn't degrade the women. Well, there's other red pill Muslims who, they have to degrade the women and make them seem like they are absolute demons incarnate in order to amplify men and never mention those men's shortcomings. I see Brother Gabriel Romani, as someone who holds both men and women accountable. He mentions the feminist CEO boss babes and their attitudes and how they try to cancel brothers and destroy lives of brothers for saying what they want, and he still holds the line. And I find that to be quite remarkable, because if we are to help marriages, you have to hear the female's perspective and the male's perspective. And I enjoy that Brother Gabriel doesn't become afraid of the feminist, liberal, hijabi hives trying to swarm him and cancel him. He didn't bend the knee to them, and they are a powerful faction of the online world, and they can make certain brothers' lives very difficult, and they're very revenge filled and filled with hatred and unhealthy individuals. And so when Brother Gabriel takes them on while also trying to help men be better, you can see that he's had a heavy load. And so I find it to be wonderful, educational, and helpful that his content exists. And none of us can be perfect in every way, but he is a much needed force. And I like it that he's a family man, but he's also not telling you to, as some red pill Muslims do, just chase money to the end of the earth and just focus on that. I don't see that. He used to do streams. I recall one he did a long time ago where he was eating a Subway sandwich while he was waiting to go in for Fajr early in the morning when he was in Malaysia, I believe, years ago. So he consistently will try to help inspire people to become better Muslims and to fix their addictions through a Islamic psychological lens. And that's very much needed. So that I have other things I could say about him and others that I'm going to do on the list, but to make it brief and to make it concise, we'll leave it here, because in the future I'll do more. It'll be more detailed lists. But subhanallah, may Allah bless Brother Gabriel, his dawah, and his family. Ameen.